Hi, welcome back to the second part of our lecture. Now we're going to focus on the coherence of your essay. All right, so let's look at the slide together. All right, so what is coherence? Coherence simply means making sure your ideas flow smoothly. Okay, um, most people by now they already know the correct structure of a paragraph, right? You have your topic sentence, elaboration, example, and conclusion. But most students, especially the essay that I've read, still have problem with coherence. So what is coherence? Okay, it is to make sure your ideas flow smoothly. And how do you do this? All right, here first. Ideas must be related to one another. Your point, your elaboration, your example, the conclusion, they all must relate to one another. Okay, they must explain one another. All right, now let me show you an example, a good example, written by my own student. Okay, uh, so let me look for the slide first. All right, so this is an essay written by my student. So she asked me to check it for her, and I gave my comments, and she corrected it. I think this is a very good example of how an essay that is in which the idea flows smoothly. Okay, all right. Look at the topic sentence. First and foremost, when studying in a local university, parents parents will be able to save costs. Okay, excuse the grammatical errors. Okay, she's learning. Um, okay, so this is the main point, right? So if you study locally, you will be able to save costs. And then let's look at her explanation. This is because, okay, when you're studying abroad, your parents have to pay in higher currency. Okay, and then if you're studying locally, your parents just have to pay in ringgit, so it's cheaper, right? Okay, then uh, a nice example, I mean, a nice logical explanation to support saving costs. And then the example. Okay, for example, when a student study in the US, okay, they have to pay USD. If you study in Malaysia, they pay in Malaysian ringgit, right? Okay, so I think the explanation is a very nice. Also, it supports the example supports the explanation because the elaboration talks about currency, right? So the example talks about currency as well. And then the mini conclusion is the effect, right? I've mentioned last week. Hence, when students study locally, they can lessen their family's financial burden because of all of this. Okay, so I think this is a good example of how an essay flows smoothly. Okay, but there's another paragraph written by her that is not so. I don't think it flows as smoothly as this one. Okay, I'll show you that one. Okay, let me look. All right, so this is her third paragraph, which I think is not as good as the first one. There's something to improve in terms of coherence. Okay, thirdly, we'll form new rewarding relationship with different ethnicity when studying abroad. Okay, correct. So this is a point. So her elaboration is if we be friends with people from different ethnicity, we learn their culture, we can reduce conflicts, right? I guess what she meant is we can understand each other so that, uh, and then we can lessen conflicts because we can understand each other. All right, which she did not explain clearly apparently here. Okay, anyway, but I get it. And then look at her example. She said that one can learn different languages from different ethnicity when they've studied abroad. Her point is about how being friends with people from the different ethnicity can help us broaden our mind, right, and to lessen conflicts. But then her example suddenly talk about languages. So here you can see it's not coherent, so it doesn't flow smoothly. The example is not suitable for the elaboration. What could be a better example would be, let's say you can say, oh, for example, if we further our study um, in Egypt, say you study medicine in Egypt, and so you can understand Muslim culture, Middle Eastern culture better, and then you can understand why they may have different opinion from you, and you can see from their point of view, and then it helps you to respect them better. Okay, respect their opinion better. That will be a good example for this paragraph because her explanation is about how we can reduce conflicts, right? Because we can get to know other culture. And then suddenly when she mentioned, oh, suddenly you have different learning different languages, it's just not suitable for this explanation. Okay, so make sure um, make sure your elaboration, your example, uh, your point, they're all related. Okay. Um, so secondly, uh, so the second thing that you have to do in order to make sure that your essay flows smoothly is by using the right connectors. All right, linking words. So many students, they use inappropriate linking words. Yeah, I saw some essay. No, you cannot just write moreover at the start of a sentence without having, the previous sentence talking about something related. Uh, yeah, like hands. So many people misuse the word hands, moreover, nonetheless. They look at the words and it sounds fancy and they just put it randomly in the paragraph. No, it's not how it works. Okay, let me show you another example. An example how linking words are used inappropriately. Okay. All right, so look at this example written by my student also. Okay, nowadays most high school students are desire to enter university. All right, but look at the linking words that she used here. Looking at the trend, they think that studying abroad is much better than studying in local universities. I don't think this trend, this one, is related to this one, right? When you want to use the linking word looking at this trend, it means it's related to the previous sentence, true? So it's not a suitable linking words here. What you can say is furthermore. Furthermore means an addition to the previous idea. Looking at the trend means um, like your interpretation of the situation. I don't think by looking at this, you can interpret it as this, right? Unless you can say this when the sentence here is like nowadays there are so many students dream of going to study abroad. Looking at this trend, they think that studying abroad is much better than studying in local universities. That one I can accept because that is, yeah, looking at this trend, maybe your explanation of that trend is they think it's better to study abroad, right? Okay. But this is not really connected, so you cannot use the word looking at the trend here. All right. Okay, now let's look another mistake of linking words used here. Moreover. Okay. Moreover is like you add on another a point. Okay. But this is the first point uh, presented in this paragraph. So I don't think it's suitable here. All right. So these are the common mistakes of linking words used by students. Um, so please be careful of your use of linking words. So I will give you a PDF file of appropriate linking words to use, and please read them. Please read the file and then answer the questions. Okay. So please be careful. Please be mindful of your use of linking words. All right. That's all from me. Thank you.